Good morning. Good morning. I'm so excited. Happy fall, all the things. We are full into October. It was really awesome this leader retreat. When I was first invited, I was just excited to see the list of other leaders and women and really like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. My first thought, y'all, it wasn't, oh my gosh, I earned another retreat. It was, I can't wait to learn from these women. Like that was my very first thought because I am always looking to grow myself, to be better, to learn more. And so one of the things, like I said, that's truly what I was looking forward to. And then of course, Maria's beautiful mountain home and the wonderful weather, which actually chilled off pretty quickly. I don't think some of us were expected or prepared for that quick cool off in the evenings. But it was just so awesome. I want to go ahead and cover a couple things team wide. We have launched our October month-long promo that is weekly and grand total monthly. So if you did not get your submissions in for last week and you're like, oh shoot, I have stuff, go ahead and click the link and put them in. You will not be in this week's drawing, but that will count for the whole month drawing. So go ahead, get them in. And then every Sunday the link opens. So keep track, you're grown adults, keep track of your week, what you do throughout the week, piece of paper, post-it notes, I don't care, whatever works for you, keep it in your phone. Keep track of what you did during the week. And then on Sunday, it opens until Monday night, and then I'll do the drawing on Tuesday usually. So put you'll click the link on Sunday, you'll fill in your input. Please keep it to numbers only, numerical only. So not like seven, yay me, or five samples, because the formula only totals the number. So I just had to go in and kind of get rid of words. But just make sure numerical only, please. And I'm proud of you. Y'all, this week, y'all have a lot. There's a lot of you participating. So I'm really proud of you. And I want to remind you the reason when I do promos, I do them based off of our foundation, based off of what's going to continue to grow your business. So going live, talking about Thrive is going to get people interested in asking questions and helping to grow your business. Getting out samples, that is also going to grow your business. The getting together with other promoters. And I want to talk about that too, because this is what we did this weekend, right? We got together. Um, and Siobhan does this a lot, she gets together with local promoters. If you don't have a local team, I do not want you to go, well, I don't have anybody local to me. You can do this like this. Thank you, Zoom. Thank you, technology. You can get with your promoters. You can huddle up. You can talk about the wins and all the things. Okay. So I want you to do that, and that counts. That's one of the weekly wins. Okay. I want to jump right in. Siobhan, I'll just start with you because I know you got out or got a lot of response on samples as one of the things while we were there. So just kind of go with it and tell us not just the samples, obviously, but what you took away from the weekend, what you're bringing home to work on, and what you're bringing back to your team.
Okay. Well, I guess the biggest thing that I was reminded of this weekend is that if you're feeling stuck or if you're feeling down or you've had people leave, get yourself around promoters. So, in this hard season of business for me, I have been very intentional with getting myself around my team that is local. But then being around these women this weekend, like I didn't know I needed it as much as I needed it. Coming home, I was like, oh, that was amazing. But like, there's just a different fire in me after being around people who are like-minded, people who are rooted here, and people who have bigger goals than you. Honestly, like surround yourself with people who are dreaming bigger than you are. So that was the biggest thing. Like, and just knowing that like everybody's got your back here. I there was nobody that was on my team other than Amber and Judy there. But everybody treated you like you were on their team. Everybody was, so willing to give you tips and tricks. Everybody was so willing to just have open arms to you, whether you're succeeding in this business or you're struggling or challenged right now is what they like to use. So that was my biggest thing. And just being coachable. Like I've never stopped learning and taking truly everything that these leaders were saying back with me. I may have forgot my notebook there with most of my notes, but I've got it all up here. And that's what matters. Susan Kaufman, she is a queen at signing customers and holding her cab. And I asked her, I'm like, what are you doing to get these free accounts? And if you guys don't know Susan or haven't watched any of her boot camps, I suggest you go back and rewatch, because I went back and rewatched her boot camp, even though I was with her this weekend, to just hear exactly what she's doing to sign. She's signing like she's got like a couple daughter or kid accounts, and a husband account that she's working, and she's signing like 50 to 90 people a month. And she's doing it off of having those free accounts every month and getting samples out. And I'm like, okay, I overthink life. And when you've been here for a while, you tend to get stuck in your own head. And it really was just listening to these gals saying, go back to the basics. And getting samples out is one of the things that used to work in my business. So she does birthday messages. So I took her advice on sending birthday messages. And I can share what she sent me somewhere. I don't know where I would share it, but sending birthday messages to old birthday people. So not today's birthdays, not yesterday's, but like maybe go a few days back, because you can present it as a late birthday treat. Because not only is that going to get more interaction on your algorithm, because you're messaging people that you wouldn't normally message, or you're seeing people who you wouldn't normally see on your Facebook because you're in their inbox, but also it's just going to open more opportunity for your business. I've been able to I'm actually sending out 6 samples. I'm sitting in the post office parking lot right now, to get these samples out the door, and I'm giving them away for free, but I'm willing to invest in my business a little bit. I'm just doing 2-day samples, and sending them for free as a birthday treat, but I'm also sending guidelines with them. Like, I will send this if you do A, B, and C. So once they agree to that, then I'm, okay, I'll hit the post office. And for me personally, with the promo that's going right now, since it is the $50 and you have to use it within 72 hours, I'm writing their email down. And once they receive their sample and they're on day 2, I'll make that free account, because I want them to be able to get the max amount of discount, if they do decide, or I should say when they decide to jump in with 30 days. I am offering the 30 days up front if they want it. I haven't had anybody turn, but I will have somebody soon enough. So there's that. And also, I guess I just kind of rambled. Sorry. What else? What else do I need to say? So that's the sample part. I did the community thing. And just to give yourself some rest and relaxation time. We were there working and being intentional, but we also like just took time to be a human, to be a mom that didn't have to cook, to be a mom, so make sure you go give yourself some you time, however that looks for you. I think it's really important that we're not always just pouring into other people, that we're pouring into ourselves and making sure this is right, because when you have your mindset right, then that'll overflow into your business, into your leaders, into your team.
Yeah, I mean, taking care of yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like as women, take apart the Thrive side of it. As women and moms, we go, go, go. and then you're left, you're frazzled, your cup is empty. You have to take time to fill your cup. That doesn't have to be some massive retreat, y'all. It can be just taking 30 minutes, spending devotional time, taking an hour, go get a massage, go get a facial. Guys, go get a facial for real because we need to get our skin ready for Project X coming. And preparing your skin is going to give you even better results. So I'm telling you all right now, go get a facial. Go on Groupon, whatever. Is Groupon still a thing? Go on Groupon, whatever. Go find you a local facial deal. Plus, then you're meeting somebody in the skincare world and creating a relationship. Okay, that's your tip of the day from Amber. All right,
Mhm.
Siobhan, you look like you had another idea.
I was just gonna say, also hearing the ladies, because I will personally be honest, like I have not been great about presenting Project X on my page, but hearing the ladies, kind of voice that they're talking to their current customers and new customers or people who are interested in Project X, doing like a prep for Project X and creating some kind of a skincare bundle to get their skin ready for when Project X launches. I shared a little message in my customer group yesterday about Project X and the parties that we're going to bring and whatever. And I said, I'm going to be giving away a month of Project X once the pre-orders launch. If you want to be entered, say I'm in and place a $150 order. I had 2 customers go place an order because they wanted to be in that drawing for that free month of Project X.
I love it. I love it. Guys, no gatekeeping here. I hope you're taking all the notes. Um, let's see. I was actually going to say something. Oh, I posted in the chat Susan's Huddle Up group. I've talked about this forever. She has different leaders every day. I think it's every day, doing work with me Zooms. And this is where you're gonna get in. You're gonna get in there, and there she has recordings too, I'm pretty sure. But you can get in there and you can do working Zooms. They'll say, hey, we're gonna send our birthday messages now, or here's what I'm sending out, or here's what I'm doing. And you can get in there and you can literally just copy another leader and what they're doing. If you're like, I don't know what to send, I don't know what to say, go into this Huddle Up group, go watch a recording and go work it. Okay. I'm just putting that out there for you. We have so many avenues and leaders that we are plugged into that there's no excuse to not work your business. All right. Judy, hi. She's Zoom user today. What? Oh, you're muted. Can you unmute? Do I need to unmute you?
Nope, I got it.
Hi.
That's what happens when you have a new phone. Nothing is set up. So everything I log into since the new phone, I end up having to get all reset up again. So it was an amazing weekend. You can hear me? Okay. Yes, it was an amazing weekend. Kind of went in a little scared to be around all these top leaders. A lot of leaders I had not met before, a couple I were familiar with or had met. So it was really awesome to be able to not only sit back and listen to what their ups and downs, and that it's no different than mine. So that was really cool, but to also just take off from some of the things that they're doing to help, take from them some of the things they're doing to help during those times, during ups and downs. And so it just really filled my cup. Obviously, things were kind of shaky for a while and just felt really icky for a while. And it was just so good to feel full again and to feel like, this is my home. I'm rooted. I love my products still. Like I took them on day one, and I'm coming up on 9. I think it's next week that when we're in Punta Cana, it'll be 9 years. And so I can't imagine a day without my Thrive. What else? What else you want from me,
Is
girl?
there anything that you brought back, like that you're like, okay, I was doing this and I haven't done it lately, or, ooh, that's a great idea. Bringing things back that somebody that's sitting on this Zoom that wasn't in the room with us could go, ooh, I want to do that.
So I do have to piggyback off of Siobhan. The birthday script that Susan gave us was actually, I am very terrible at getting out birthday wishes that same day. So I am always a day or two behind. And so having that script to actually send to somebody was genius. Like, how awesome. And who doesn't like getting a free little something? Uh, you know, so being able to offer, a 1 or 2 day sample, anybody can do that, right? And so that literally just was, that was like a really big thing for me. But also just, the whole fact that we all have our ups and downs. So just because I'm having a down moment at the moment doesn't mean that I'm not ready to just zoom up the hill. But yeah, I mean, it still comes down to consistency always. And what are we consistently doing to, gain those ups or gain that momentum, you know what I mean? And so just staying consistent, even on those down times, even when you think it's slow, like staying consistent is huge. And I mean, we're no different. I'm no different than somebody else, but being able to spend that time with like-minded people, with rooted people in this business, was definitely exactly what my cup needed, exactly what my
Oh,
heart needed. So
I love that. I love that. And guys, I want to challenge you. You don't have to wait for the next big retreat. You don't have to wait for the next big event. Call a promoter in your area. Hey, I want to have lunch. Hey, I want to get together. I want to brainstorm. I want to learn from you. Hey, I just need a night out. Like whatever it is that you need, this community, like I've made the best of friends from my thriving community. Like I've made my friends thrivers
it's
and I've made other thrivers my friends.
Well, and I agree. And like, if you're far enough away and you want to get together with somebody, absolutely the joy of technology where you can actually just like FaceTime somebody or, Zoom somebody, like get a few friends on. You don't have to go and meet up with somebody if you're far away, but finding that, go to a park and meet up with some kids if you have kids. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care if it's one other person, and it's, speak positivity and get around it and talk about what's working in each other's business or whatever. Like, it's I mean, it's super, like, that is just what's cool about this. Like,
Absolutely.
get around people.
Yes, get around people. And yeah, exactly. It doesn't have to be in person. We've talked about that a lot. Just call up your local friends. One thing, and Katie Muntz had talked about this, and she said they do this community Zoom type deal, right? At the end of every year, and they do like a vision board party, but they do it via Zoom so that everybody can be involved. So here's what I would recommend off of that. Here we are. It's still the beginning of October, right? Grab your team, invite everybody, do a community get together, gather Zoom, and share your goals. Share your goals, talk about what's working, what you're excited for. Give yourself 5 minutes to share your challenges, not struggles, challenges. And share your challenges and and that way your other people can come together and be like, hey, this is what I'm doing to overcome that. 5 minutes tops for the whole Zoom for challenges. It's not a negative Nelly party. It's a positive Polly party, right? It is where you're going to help each other and grow and build and learn. But we are human and we go through life, and you can share what you're going through. You just can't sit in it. Okay. All right. Judy, is that anything else?
No, I just think, yeah, it's just super important to get around people. I don't care if it's a phone call to somebody, talk to them, get back on track. These products are amazing. And if you're not posting about these new exosomes, this new Project X, you are mistakenly wrong and you need to get my eyes, 2 applications, 2 days in a row. Holy Hannah, it's still my eyes still look really good. So, you guys, you maybe don't think you need it, but you know what? I have a friend with a salon and those girls do Botox there every 3 months and they literally I mean, they're 20-year-olds getting it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't count yourself out.
Well, and let's talk Project X for a second. Here's something you have to remember, because a lot of people are like, oh, well, my so and so, she's so addicted to Botox, there's no way she's going to come off of it. Okay, then don't worry about so and so. Worry about the people like me that don't get Botox. Like, there is a whole realm of women like myself that don't want to do Botox, don't do things like that.
Can I eat your sandwich?
But I am so darn excited for this. I am beyond excited for Project X because this is for me. This is for people that don't want to put something into their body that they're not sure how their body's going to react. And so this is something that I can do and see results, okay? And I will tell you too, here's what I saw at the retreat when we did the exosomes party. So one thing is, I know when we're watching the Zooms, by the way, Tuesday night, corporate Zoom tonight, another Project X demonstration. These are things that you need to be sending to your potentials and your customers so they can watch these happen in live time. The thing is, we've seen people, the beta testers get it, and we've seen some of the results that look like massive, right? Massive instant results. What I noticed while we were at the retreat, some people had massive results and some people had, I don't want to say minimal, but it wasn't like super massive, but it was still results. And that's the thing. If it's doing anything, it's doing something. And yeah, like the more that you use it, and I guess yesterday on the leader call, apparently there's 3 products that we might actually be having to what do you call that, sample in Punta Cana. So I'm very excited about that. But as you do this over time, it's going to repair your skin, rejuvenate and repair. So not just a temporary fix for a day, right? And yeah, Judy, like we saw, so Judy, the first night, we saw a minimal difference. And then when Judy put it on the next morning, we saw even more. So that's the thing, is your body, as your skin and this is why I'm telling y'all, go get a facial, go get your skin ready to soak up this stuff, okay? Because when your pores are open and all the things with your skin is ready to receive it and is hydrated, you're gonna see even more. Judy, did you want
And
to
I would add to that, if you guys are not using our skincare, I would definitely grab that. Like using that cleanser and opening up you guys, it's just a good way to like the cleanser and a plus sign, the peptides or something plus sign to that would be a great complement to get people's skin ready this month, like a great skincare package for prepping them for Project X. So that's all I have to say.
I love it. Thank you so much. Okay, Siobhan, unmute and say what you wanted to say about the Christmas cash, because that's a great point, and then we'll jump over to Jackie.
I was just going to say, when we had gone around the table and everybody had said the month they started and how long they've been here, however many years, and over half of the ladies had started in October. And I'm like, why is everybody starting in October? But when they continued to say why they started, most of these ladies started because they needed money for Christmas. So it's really important to just be like, especially with this 4K and bringing in new promoters, be focusing on, Christmas cash. I think there's 11 paychecks still until Christmas. But like, talk about what's on the table. There's $3,200 in cash on the table right now, plus the 2,000 in credits for new people coming in. So that's a whole lot of money for somebody to pay for Christmas and a mortgage, so just really, really make sure you're talking about Christmas cash, because that was half of the reason, or that was more than half of the ladies' reasons for starting when they did.
Yeah,
And they're still here
absolutely.
9 or 10 years later.
Yeah, and I will tell you, because Christmas sneaks up on everybody every year. We all forget that it's December 25th. But uh, one thing I will say too, also for people, your promoters that have been here, we have this 4K in 30 days reset. So $2,000 on the table plus $2,000 in Thrive credits. So that alone, Christmas cash for existing promoters, right? Like, hey, there's money on the table for you. What would $2,000 do for you between now and December? Not just brand new. So don't forget and don't count yourself out. I want to talk about that really quick is don't count yourself out. If you saw the 4K reset and your first thought was, I mean, I can't get a promoter, so it's probably not going to happen for me. It's probably not going to happen for you. But if you can grab your thoughts and pull them back and turn it around to go, you know what? I'm going to give it my all. Project X is coming. All these things are happening. I'm going to start doing what everybody's talking about. I'm going to get on the huddles. I'm going to get on Mashup Monday. I'm going to do these things. And then you can then go, okay, I have the chance. I have the opportunity. Okay. That's what you need to do is stop counting yourself out. All right, Jackie, sorry, I'm rambling. Jackie, share with us how this retreat, what was your thoughts about the retreat and then what are you bringing back?
Oh man, I mean, this trip was so inspirational. I have to say, I've been here for 7 years, a little over 7 years. We've seen a lot. We've seen, the fast growth. We've seen lots of people leave. We've seen, a lot picking up the pieces of the mess that people leave behind. And this trip is definitely needed. And I know, like, I think Ange went to the Nashville trip. And she came home like in tears just because when you lead, it's not a light position, right? It's a very heavy position to lead, but it's so worth it and it's so fulfilling and leadership really does set you free. And I just heard a lot, like just being in the room with all the women and just being, taken care of. Like normally it's like me taking care of everybody or, being the mom, being the everything, being the mom, being the dad, being whatever you have to be, being the team leader. So having a break was amazing. Very similar to what Siobhan was saying, not having to cook. But I mean, like, let's just give it to Maria. I mean, she's been here longer than all of us, right? She's our leader. And what she's built is truly incredible. And it's not all sunshine and rainbows. She did share, pitfalls in her business and crazy things that happened. And, she gave a really, like humble shout out to Amber that Amber's still here and she's willing to help all of her sidelines because she's not built, right? Because she wasn't placed under. And there's nothing wrong with being placed, but it's a different kind of grit when you build it yourself. So I mean, there was a little bit of that, but just being in the room, you guys, I literally got there and I saw every woman on their phone. They were just busting butt, you guys. And that was so inspiring to see that even at the top, like as big as their teams are, they are still helping, they're still strategizing, they're still helping customers, getting samples, doing all the basics that sometimes we forget about, right? It's like, oh, my business is slow. But when was the last time you did X, Y, and Z? When was the last time you shout out a team member? When was the last time you shout out yourself, right? Like these are things that sometimes we forget about or we play it so small in our heads, but it's something to really, really be grateful for. So just a little bit of that. Everybody got to share with their teams like what they do and what they're great at, which was amazing. And what else did I there was something else. There was a whole bunch of stuff. It was just it was amazing. Just I did get to connect with a lot of leaders like, I was rooming with Susan. I was rooming with Julie, who's one of her newest promoters. I don't know if she's on right now. They're all amazing. I got to sleep next to Katie. Katie is the funniest. Like, I thought I knew Katie just from Katie's, like seeing Katie at the getaways and stuff, but you really don't know Katie until you really spend time with her, right? Like, she's just such an amazing person. And everybody, right? Like even like Court, there were so many, and there were leaders I didn't even know. And something that I really grasped at this, and I heard it long ago and long before, is that this company, right? We have so many leaders that have grown exponential businesses. And in a lot of other companies, you don't see that, right? You just see like a couple of people at the top and that's it. Like you don't see like you just don't see like we have the most, top leaders and LV millionaires. Not that that matters, but what that tells you is that it's possible for you, right? It's not just a few people. There are like hundreds and maybe even thousands of people who've been able to reach like, crazy success in the business. Is it always going to be the tippity top, of the success? Like, no, we have to keep building. We have to keep like, talking to people and like growing our networks and, reaching down to people who are maybe not really in the business anymore. And another topic that came up, elephant in the room is that, in the last year, we have seen so many people leave, right? So many top leaders leave. And I asked a bunch of leaders, I'm like, how did that affect your business? And they're like, it just, if anything, the really what it did was it made people question, well, what's wrong over here, right? And those leaders were like, there's nothing wrong over here. You know what I mean? And we came to the conclusion that people don't leave Lavelle. They leave the mess that they made. Okay, so I want you guys to, think about that for a second, but it happens. You see a big leader leave, or you see just somebody leave that you didn't think was gonna leave, and you're like, oh my God, well, what's wrong with Lavelle? Like, get back to taking your products and asking yourself, what is Lavelle doing for you, right? I have to tell you, there are people that left for different companies, different products, and I'm like, why would they even leave that for our 3 steps? Our 3 steps is so amazing. And I've heard it from many people, like, yeah, wherever they left to is not even close to, Thrive, right? Like even just the product. So those were things that I really picked up. And having that validation, I think, is something that a lot of you guys may need, right? Some of you guys might feel lost. Some people may have left that really inspired you. And it happens, you know what I mean? People need a fresh new start somewhere. And I have to tell you this, like we're on the Zoom right now. There's 20, 30 of us, whatever, right, that came onto this Zoom. And it's not like people, they have different schedules and different times. And going back to what I think it was Judy that was saying it, get with your people in person, okay? Like make it a point of every season to gather up your people in person, especially if they're not hopping on Zooms. Okay. Like you have to make a point, just be like, hey, I know life is busy. I know we don't get to hop on Zoom all the time. And hey, like, let's just find one day to get together and like, and mastermind, right? Something that I really liked about Maria, like I've been to a lot of masterminds, like, leaders. I've hosted some masterminds with my own leaders, but something about Maria, she's very efficient. There was no pockets of time that were wasted. Like, yes, we got to relax, but there was no like sitting around and just like dilly-dallying. She made every moment just, like purposeful. I mean, that woman was cooking food for us. She would go disappear, cook some food for us, like, like normally it's a team effort and people do things together, but she is just a powerhouse. Like she was just cooking off to the side, like, hey guys, like food's ready, come serve yourselves. And there was at one point she was even serving us. Like that is just a perfect example of servant leadership. Very humble to be where she is and still doing that for her people. She invited us. She's like, you guys don't have to spend anything, just get yourselves there to her home. And that's exactly what it was, and I know that for some of you, I know it's not possible for like everyone to do that, to, completely, pay for your whole team's retreat and all that stuff. So then that's why teamwork, where you guys can is like, until you get to Mario Dillard status, right? Or even Amber too, very, very generous. But like it doesn't take a lot. You guys can, I'm actually, I don't even want to take credit for hosting because it's my girls that are hosting. It's their area, it's their town. They're doing a mastermind this week. And I'm just going to be a part of it and, to bring the fire and to just, we're doing one. And I'm super inspired to bring back some of the things from here to there, right? If you guys want to know what it was like, every time that we ate, like Maria, basically, she gave us a question, like, why are you here? You know, or how long have you been thriving and why are you here? Right? What has this opportunity done for you? Like, how many of you guys remember what this opportunity has done for you? Right? Like, how did you end up here, and how did you, like, you know, how did you get, I don't want to say how did you get stuck here, but how did you, like, how did you, like, know that this was going to be something that you were going to do, and why you're still here today, right? We have to remember those things and really truly be grateful for that and get back to basics, because when you've been here for too long or long enough, right? You forget. You're like, oh God, I forgot you know, how many of you guys forget what you're doing? Right now, with our current promo with Lavelle, they are asking us to get back to basics. They are asking us to shift out of our cab momentum and go find those promoters that need this opportunity, right? We have until the 12th to finish up our double, triple fast start. Use that to your advantage. We were actually talking strategy, like this promo getting to 4K re-rank can actually be done, like majority of it, through double triple fast start, right? If you get 3 new promoters started on a couple upgrade packs, that's going to fill up quite a bit of your dial for you to be able to just, like, you know, once double triple fast start is done, you will have the rest of the month to fill in the rest of those dials, right? And you won't be doing it alone, hopefully, right? You'll be doing it with hopefully 3 other people. That is your job to just guide and help them get into their networks, right? Go get into their network. Start with the samples, lead with the sale, right? Like, lead with the free credits. We have our free credits. The credits don't count towards those dials, but it's definitely going to help you clock in some orders that will go for the dials, right? So I think that was pretty much, that was it. It was amazing. And I mean, I loved being there. It was really personal for me because I got to be there with Amber. And you know, we just found out. I mean, if you guys are on here, you guys on Amber's team. And once upon a time, I used to be 14 levels down from Amber. And now I think I'm her level 3 or something. And that's amazing because, you know, she worked so hard and she worked beyond her capacity. You know what I mean? She didn't have to help all of us. She didn't have to help a team that she wasn't getting paid on for years and years and years. But here we are, so close to you now.
Well, and I think that's so I think we became besties when you were like a level 10, right? Like you know, but that's the thing is I never look in within my team and go, "Oh, I can't work with you. I don't get paid on you." Because we're all a team and one way or another it trickles up and then sometimes it eventually actually comes up full force. But prior to that, because of all the leaders above Jackie, like with our commissions, I get paid on that after all because I'm getting paid off of those leaders that are her leaders. So it's never, well, I'm not getting paid on them or you know any of that. It's how can I help the whole team grow? It has nothing to do with, and I think this is important. Maybe somebody needs to hear this. Stop thinking what's in it for me and start thinking how can I help somebody else change their life? How can I help somebody else grow? How can I help somebody else? How can I help more people be better? Because when you help other people and you shift it to making it about other people, you get blessed in return. And I think I've just always looked at that. You know, I'm a helper, I'm a fixer. I will help any and everybody. Um, but also remember to help yourself, right? Help yourself. Um, and I don't mean like in a selfish way. I mean like you cannot pour from an empty cup. So I will help everybody, but I do have to remember to take that time for myself to replenish and grow. But yeah, the more people that you can help in this business, the better you're going to be rewarded at one point or another. So Judy, Jackie, Siobhan, I don't see Siobhan's face anymore. Anybody got anything left to say about the retreat? By the way, next week we're gonna have more retreat leaders coming on and sharing.
Siobhan's still here. She's driving.
Okay. Y'all get everything in? And any last minutes, oh, I'm doing this or oh, I'm gonna this is how I'm working this?
Well, I will say is that I think somebody else said it, like, if you're around people who are not working their business, you're not going to work your business, okay? Like just being in that room with all the ladies like on their phones strategizing, like I said, helping, like that literally lit a fire under my butt that I was just like, I need to do more, you know? And that's what it takes, you know what I mean? You need to get around people to like lift your average, right? So I highly encourage that. And if you don't have it around you, you need to put it out there. Like I need to get around people who are actually working their business because like, I'm sick of this. You know what I mean? I'm sick of my business looking the way that it looks, or, I'm sick of my own tired excuses, and I need to be around people who are going to inspire me and I'm going to go do what they do, right? Um, so that was it. I mean, I was just sitting in that room and I'm like, every single leader on here is on their phone. They are running for cab. They are just, yeah, I was just like, wow, I need to do more. I just need to do more.
Well, and I think that when you do that, so like I mean I do work my business, right? But when I got in that room and I saw Courtney like I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna da too. I'm gonna like I need to up my game as well." It's the same, what's that saying? You're the average of the people you surround yourself with. So if you surround yourself with partiers and drinkers, you're probably going to be a partier and a drinker. If you surround
Hey,
yourself, there's nothing wrong with that.
kidding.
But if that's all it is 24/7,
Yeah.
right? So if you surround yourself with people that have goals and higher goals and more of the things, then you're going to you can reward yourself and party, it's fine. But if you surround yourself with people that are also health conscious and work conscious and bigger goals, then you're going to be more like them. It's kind of like,
Oh, by
okay,
the way, Maria eats so clean. When she was making us food, we were like, where are the carbs? Like there was one point, this is so funny. I mean, it was amazing. The food was really, really good. Very lean, very clean. But there was one point where we were out doing things and we went to the gas station and we all went in there and like raided the candy section, raided the snacks. We're like, where's the snacks? So that was the only money spent on the trip was us binging out on unhealthy food because Maria eats really, really clean. And that shows you like she's a top performer. She just does it all. You know what I mean? She's like the total inspiration for us all. And I think that's really important when we have leaders and stuff and like what we're looking up to. We're lucky to be led by someone who's really like, you know what I mean? She's making the right decisions. She's making the right decisions for her family, for her team, like, for her body. Like those are things for us to look up to. So yeah, really great place to be. Even though we were snacking and, we're like just it was so funny.
oh my gosh, it was funny because I was driving one of the cars, so I'm sitting in the car, and everybody comes out like loaded with all. I was like, oh, I didn't know we were making a snack run, so I'm eating everybody else's snacks. By the way, Jackie, I'm still eating on your Gordettos.
I think those were Judy's or somebody.
Oh,
Somebody
are those Judy's the Melba toast? Somebody was like, "Oh, those are Jackie's." Well, thanks, Judy, because I'm still snacking on those. They're my favorite. And so I was like, "Well, I'm not gonna let these be thrown away," because Mario was cleaning up. She's like, "Oh, just throw them away." I'm like, "Oh, no, 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 I'm gonna eat those, in moderation." But yeah, I will say on that. So it's kind of like, like I don't really work out, but when you put me in a workout session like the yoga, right? And everybody else, you get into the yoga, well, you do what everybody else is doing. You don't want to be the one sitting there to bump on a log, you know? So so I put myself, I'm like, I'm gonna do to my best ability. I'm gonna try to follow the leader, the yoga instructor and all the things. I did get a little flack on that because apparently I put a little too much effort into the hip mobility yoga, but that's okay. Okay, so anybody else chiming in? We can wrap this up. And I challenge you to, if you haven't seen my promo for the month, go to Thrive Stars, get with your leader, find out where it is, and put yourself into that. Get it going, get samples out, get new customers, spread the word. Have you reached out to your free accounts? Like, there, go do the work. The business is there. The customers are there. They're just waiting for you to do the work. They're waiting for you to reach out and ask them to thrive with you. They're there waiting for you to say, "Hey, I want you to join me." Everybody wants to be asked. And even if somebody is like, "No, not right now," that doesn't mean no forever. Do you know how many no's I've gotten that have turned into yeses months and years down the road? Like, seriously, it's crazy. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for your time. And I will be posting the winners of this week's later today. So thank you.